everyone, it's Noelle with the Pittston Library. I'm back again with another how-to video for you. Today we're going to be talking about Goodreads. So maybe that's a site that you've heard us mention before, but today I'm going to cover it for those of you who don't have a Goodreads and kind of just want to know what it's all about. So, like I said, the library does have an account, and maybe you want to hop on there with us and kind of use it to find out what's new and cool to read. We're going to be talking about Goodreads quite a bit this summer as we are going through summer reading, just so that we can give you guys some reader recommendations and different things. Goodreads is a good way to kind of follow what the librarians are reading, what we think is new and cool, and maybe what you just might want to check out. So the first thing that you're going to do is go to goodreads.com. And if you're new to the website, you're going to want to make an account right over in this corner over here. You can interlink it with your Facebook or other social media account later if you want. You don't have to, but that is an option to you. And if you don't want to do that, you can just sign in normally over here. So let's just bop over to our account. There is a ton that you can do on Goodreads. So I'm going to just try to touch on a couple of different things just so you kind of get the idea of how to use it. This is the home page, so it's kind of set up similar to a Facebook feed, but instead of all kinds of social media things and BuzzFeed, what kind of potato are you quizzes and things, you're going to see just a bunch of different things about books. So if you have friends on Goodreads, it kind of works similar like Facebook. People can friend you on Goodreads, and then you're going to, if you accept them and all that, see what they're reading and maybe kind of get an idea of how they thought the book was and things like that. It's also going to be filled with different recommendations on maybe stuff you've read before. So over here, like, see based on your preferences. So that was a book that we had added to one of our shelves and things. So Goodreads is kind of trying to cater their recommendations to us based on things that we've read before, but we'll get into that. Okay, so let me take you over to our profile over here. So this is just if you want to look for us, you can look for our little library thing here. So this is what our profile would look like to you guys if you're just kind of wanting to check out what our different recommendations are going to be. So we've tried to create some different bookshelves. So you could actually do this on your account too, but I think it works really well for the library, just for people who are looking for different types of books. So let's bop over to this shelf. This one's called Book Club. So over here, we've tried to do our best to shelf any of the books that we have read in book club in the past. So this works really well for people who are like, oh, book club just meets at an awkward time. I want to know what you guys are reading, and just, you know, keep track of all of that. So this shelf is going to be devoted exclusively to things that we've read in our adult book club. If you're looking for a particular kind of genre, you can also refer to this list. We've tried to put some different books together for people who are into, you know, sci-fi, mysteries, all kinds of different things. You'll also see over here that you can refer to our list of books that we want to read, are currently reading, and different things like that. This is a good opportunity if you want to check and see what we thought of a book. So we don't do like a lot of per se reviewing, but I want to show you guys what I mean by that. We'll use my account for reference. How's that? So let's bop over to our want to read section over here. So just as an aside, this is really great if you are in between books and you're just kind of like, oh, I want something different to read. I can't remember what I wanted to read. So you could shelf that book on Goodreads. If you maybe didn't have time for a book at some point, you can, you know, put it on your list over there. So let me just see really quickly. Actually, we'll go to red. I think that's where that book was that I'm thinking of. Okay, so The Raven Boys. We don't have a review for it here, but maybe you want to check out the book. So you're on your Goodreads and you're like, oh, The Raven Boys, I might want to read that, but I'm not sure if it's worth my time. It totally is, by the way. But if you scroll down to the bottom here, if you're friends with somebody who has read the book before, they're going to show you kind of down at the bottom over here. So as you can see, I am friends with the Pittston Library, and I have read The Raven Boys before, and it is a fantastic book. So I gave it 5 stars. So somebody looking to read that book might say, oh, my friend thought it was really great. You know what? I'm going to put that on my, to read pile. So that's a good way to, do that. So if you are into books like The Raven Boys, Goodreads will also try to cater your interest to books that you're interested. So as you can see over here, you're going to see readers also enjoyed these types of books, and you could hit see similar. And what they're going to try to do is find you different types of titles that fall into that particular theme. So over here you can, check out all the different related books. So maybe you're like, I would love to read the Shadow and Bone book. So you can hit want to read there. And they're going to put that right on your list. So let's go back to our account. And under want to read, Shadow and Bone is now listed. So that's a really great opportunity for those of us who, too many books, too little time. You can kind of shelf them over here for you. So that's one really cool thing about it. And as you're building your account, you can start to cater your interest to things. One of the first things that they recommend you doing is shelving a bunch of books that you have read before, because that way Goodreads is going to get an idea of what types of books that you typically like to read. So that's always helpful. Over here, I really like the reading challenge. I haven't participated this year myself just because I'm a little too busy, but in the past, this is a good way to keep yourself accountable for all the different books that you intend to read, never get a chance to. So you can set a goal for yourself of maybe, hey, I want to read 5 books this year. Well, if you let, I don't know, like 11 months go by and suddenly you are, back in a place where the year is almost up, they're going to tell you on this challenge that you're a little bit behind schedule and you might want to start reading a little bit. The challenge technically starts in January, but when the new year begins, but you can certainly start, now. It's no problem. But it will end this coming January. And then it's a nice little, hurrah when you meet your goals. And if you're like me, you get super frustrated if you can't. So sometimes it just gives you that little extra push that you might be wanting. Goodreads is also really great for finding out what's new and up and coming. So over here, you can go to new releases and check out what's new this June. You can also check out different genres here. And if we hit all genres, you're going to see all kinds of different options for you here. So maybe you want to hit young adult. I would, because that's my thing. So that's the example we're using. So over here, this is going to show you a bunch of different recommendations that are considered new releases. So you can go over here and let's shelf this one. Date Me Brian Keller. And again, that can go to your want to read. And you could spend, honest to goodness, all day just kind of playing with this and getting a little excited to go to the library. But we want you to be excited. So you could do that, and you could also enter giveaways. That's one of my favorite things over here. You can browse by genre again, or kind of narrow down like to most requested and different things. One of the cool things about this is that a lot of times this is new and up and coming authors, indie authors, authors you've heard of. See over here you can see Ruth Ware. A lot of you have read a lot of her books. She writes like the mystery variety. But you can enter the giveaway to win her book, The Turn of the Key. And you don't have to do anything except provide an address and you get a shot. I've won, I think, 1 or 2 myself in the past, and all they really want in exchange is for you to give an honest review of the book, and you can certainly do that too. I showed you guys like that you could give, 5 stars or what have you to a book, but you can also say a lot more, like maybe something about it really frustrated and you just have to get it off your chest before you explode. You can write how good or bad it was, so that's really helpful to maybe friends and different things. You can also join different communities here. You can join different discussions. I'm part of an online book club with Emma Watson, who played Hermione Granger, if you remember, and Belle from Beauty and the Beast. She's got a book club called Our Shared Shelf, and they will discuss different like feminist books every month, and sometimes they'll even get the authors to come in. So let me show you really quickly just kind of what I mean with that, because maybe some of you have an author that you love, but you're looking to like kind of read their books in a particular order. So Rick Riordan is a really great example. So let's bop over to his book here. So everybody is commonly knowing of The Lightning Thief. That is the first book in his Percy Jackson series, but maybe you want to read the second one, but you just don't remember what it's called. So as you can see here, they've done a really awesome job. I will even use this for reference myself, of putting in the order of the type of book. So maybe you know that, but you want to see, the whole list itself. What other books has Rick Riordan written? So you can click Rick Riordan here. And this is going to take you over to his author page. And as I've said to you before, sometimes they're right on here with you. They'll, answer some questions if there's like a certain kind of event, or you can follow him and know before everyone else, as soon as he's like, hey guys, I'm working on something new. It's gonna like add that in there. And as you can see over here, this is a list of all of the books he has written, and they appropriately label them so you could find out, what order those went in. Or maybe you're just like, I need to read everything this man has written, and then you can like hit want to read all the way down here. So this is a really great way to build just a community of readers and like-minded people. So I definitely recommend that you check out Goodreads. If you have any questions about how it all works and everything, and you're not too sure, please give us a call at the library. We'll do our best to walk you through it, and keep an eye out for our lists and different recommendations as we're going forward into summer reading, and we hope you join us on the site. So that's all I have for you, but like I said, just hit us up with any questions. Take care, everyone.